Ferrari is going to win the Constructors' Championship in 2026. That is one of my bold predictions for this year. Aaron, what do you think about it?
I want it to happen.
I want it to happen as well.
I want it to happen.
We are doing our 2026 predictions today. I've got a couple of predictions. Aaron's got a couple of predictions. Just a little video to fill in while we're waiting on the preseason testing to start next week. And as I said in my first prediction, I think Ferrari's going to win the Constructors' Championship this year. We're going no bars hold, crazy wild predictions. None of this is going to matter at the end of the season. So what do you think about that, Aaron? Could you see it happening? Possibly?
If all goes well, I could maybe see it happening. At the very least, the car looks reliable enough to win it if it's fast.
Yeah, I mean, like, Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton both look pretty happy in that little secret test from the snippets that we got whenever they were out on track. Lewis was in really good spirits in the PR and stuff and things like that, which sort of give me a little bit of confidence for Ferrari going into this year. It might not necessarily be a championship, they're heading their way, but it's still give me a little bit of a boost in what we've seen last year. But I don't know, man. Anything can happen next year. It's a new regulation, you know?
I'm kind of ignorantly hopeful. Every year I think Ferrari's going to win the title. And this year's no different. I think they're going to win it. I want them to win it because I want them to do well because it's been too bloody long since they've actually won anything.
It's been way too long.
I can see it. I can see it happening. Whether or not it will happen, I don't know. But I think go on then. I'll bite.
Yeah, and again in 2022 they had an opportunity to win the title and they threw it away.
At the very least, it shows that they can do it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Obviously, it's Ferrari. They've got the facilities and stuff. They have had chances in the past. It's just not all been there.
No.
Which makes me worry that do they actually need a car that is so ridiculously fast, i.e. Max Verstappen 2023, that's what they need to win it?
Yeah, to negate all of that
their operational shortcomings.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
who knows? Like, exactly. And fingers crossed they do, because it would make us very happy. So it would. And I think that's Ferrari's last championship winning car, isn't it?
I think that's the year before.
The year before.
That's the 2007 one.
Oh,
so
unfortunate. Well, Aaron, give me your first prediction then. What have you got?
My first one. Cadillac will have more DNFs than points.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Seriously?
They looked so bad in the testing. No, I say it wasn't testing; it was a shakedown.
Yeah,
but
I mean they've got a lot of hurdles to jump, so they do before they get into Australia in March here. So I'm honestly on your side with that one as well. Like I could possibly see that happening. Like,
although I don't think their DNS will necessarily come from the engine because the Ferrari looks good. I think it'll be like systems errors.
Yeah,
and also fighting at the back of the grid. I think.
Yeah, I could see that, but I don't think it'll, like, yeah, okay, fighting at the back of the grid, but I don't think we'll see a lot of crashes from Bottas and Perez. They're two very experienced drivers, like, and they're not those super high downforce cars where you could lose it at any moment sort of thing, like, so I don't think we'll see a lot of mistakes from them necessarily, but like you were saying, a lot of fighting at the back of the field, like, you know, especially in those new cars, and even though they're, like, slightly smaller, an F1 driver, if they hear their car is going to be smaller, they're going to take every inch they can get out of that on track. Like, so again, like the battles that we see could be very close. Like, but yeah, more DNFs than points.
I think more DNFs than points. I think it's going to happen. It would be hilarious if it happened.
If anyone was going to do it, it would be Cadillac or Alpine.
Yeah.
But again, Alpine said that they were focusing a lot on 2026, so they might have a good year this year.
I don't know, man. Alpine say a lot of stuff.
They do say a lot of stuff.
Alpine say a lot of stuff and nothing ever really happens. Like last year was absolutely disastrous.
It was terrible.
So I don't have a lot of faith in Alpine even going into this year. I just think they're an absolute wreck. They need to do something.
Need to do something or leave or change.
They need a proper restructure. I don't know what they're doing over there, if I'm being honest, but it's not working.
No, it's not working out for them. But yes, my second prediction, which sort of contradicts your first prediction, one of the new teams will win a race. Now I'm hedging my bets more on Audi than Cadillac here, like, but it is bold prediction, anything goes, and we could see it, late safety car, crazy restart, we get like 6 cars out, 2 of the Ferraris out, couple of Mercedes, you know, something can happen. Audi could sneak in there. Again, you've got experienced drivers driving those cars. They can do magic things. Like, the car doesn't have to be necessarily amazing to get a win out of it. We've seen Ocon win in Budapest. So I think it could happen.
I think it could happen very
No, when I say it could happen, it's like the gap between my fingers couldn't get any smaller.
If I was to put money on a team, one of the new teams to win a race, I think I'd probably put it on the Cadillac team more, because I know I said they're going to have more DNFs, but I do think the Audi's probably a bit more fragile.
You think?
Well, at least from the engine side of things, I think it's going to be more fragile.
Yeah, I suppose, but you don't necessarily have to rely on your engine.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true.
You know. But again, yeah,
this could be my Ferrari bias showing again.
It's got a Ferrari engine in it, so you're going to want it to win at the end of the day.
I still think they're going to be terrible though.
Cadillac,
yeah,
100%.
Just awful. I just don't know if they're going to be that good. After that shakedown, I don't know if either of those two new teams are going to be that good, really.
No,
because I had a lot of hope going into this season for both Cadillac and Audi. I was like, oh, these guys might be alright, not be too bad. Like I was like, Audi will be grand. You know, they've built engines for Le Mans and stuff. You know, those guys can build a reliable engine.
Yeah, they had F1 bent over backwards to make sure the rules suited their needs. Like, so you're expecting them to come in and have something competitive, but they were experiencing a lot of failures in the secret test.
It feels a little bit
skeptical.
A lot of hurdles, a big mountain to climb, I think, before the season starts for them. But
what is your next prediction?
Alonso will win 3 races.
3
races.
You think that Aston Martin's going to be that good?
No.
Bruce just saying anything at this point, so he is.
I don't know. I think it's going to be a good car. I think it's just going to be held back by the Honda engine at some points. I don't necessarily think it's going to be held back over the course of the season by performance. While there were rumours coming out of that shakedown that the car was quite slow in a straight line, we have no idea what they were doing with that engine. You know, I think the aero platform will be good enough to get it up there if the car's good. Again, we'll not know until Australia. But I think Alonso's going to do something with that car. I think he's going to drive the wheels off it. I think he's going to do better than what a lot of people think.
If there's any race Alonso needs to win, it's Monaco. He was so close to winning Monaco a couple of years ago, and Max just snatched it off him, man. If anything, I need to see that Alonso Monaco win. Like,
it would be nice.
Oh man,
it
I'm
would be
praying.
nice.
So honestly, I'm totally with you on that one. Could I see it happening? Possibly not. I mean, he did get a podium in that shitbox Aston. Well, it wasn't necessarily a shitbox. It was like the second fastest car for like five or 6 races.
Yeah.
But leading into my next prediction, which is also in the same boat as yours, so we can sort of talking about them together. I said Alonso will stay at the end of the season.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I think he's got another year in him. And if that Aston shows potential, like you were saying, if he can get a couple podiums or even bag a win, I think that's going to give him the motivation to stay in Formula One. That guy's just a racer through and through. Like, do you know what I mean? It's going to take a lot to pull that guy out of a Formula One car. It could possibly be like illness or something before he even gets out of that thing. Like, do you know what I mean? So I think he could stay at the end of the season if the car's good.
I could see him staying if it's decent. I could see him staying if it's decent. I'd like him to stay, to be fair. I think I don't think he's one of these drivers that's, you know, it's like an older driver that's kind of just resting on their laurels. You know, the kind of like always staying.
I don't want to say it, but sort of give me reckoning.
He's still good. He's still quick.
Yeah.
So I think if he does stay, he's completely justified in staying. And I wouldn't have any qualms with him because I don't think he's actually wasting a seat being there. So no, I think he could stay. But as you said, it completely hinges on the car. If it's a bit of a dead duck coming into Australia, I think he'd probably just pack it in at that point.
And that's what annoys me the most. He's been competitive every single year he's been in Formula One, but every car he's drove has just been a shitbox, other than the 2007 McLaren and the Ferrari he was driving in like 2014. But
and the Renaults were pretty good.
And the Renaults were good when he won his world championship, obviously. But anything after that, it's just been pure dog. He's just made such bad career decisions after just going to the wrong team at the wrong time. Like if he was in McLaren now, it'd be great.
Yeah, I think he actually could have given Lando a bit of a run.
Yeah, run for his money.
If he was in that car.
No, not be saying that Oscar didn't. Like he definitely did, but I think Alonso could have done the same thing.
Similar sort of story, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, what have you got next then?
McLaren will not finish in the top 3.
Bit of a competitive year then.
It's going to be competitive.
It's going to be
competitive.
Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari. You're thinking then?
I'm thinking that.
Possibly Aston Martin.
I know I hate reading too much into testing and like the shakedown thing, because like we knew very little, if anything, that came out of that. That Red Bull actually surprised me quite a lot. I thought that thing was going to be rubbish. I thought it was just going to pack it in.
They looked so confident. They looked like they just went out there and were doing the test like any other team. Like we seen Aston Martin having problems with the engine. You said you seen Cadillac having problems. You know what I mean? Ford Red Bull were technically in the exact same boat and just went out and were performing like Mercedes, like Ferrari, going out putting their laps in, racking laps up on that engine.
I think it got 303 laps in total, and then whatever Toro Rosso got. So like they done well, and I think they even said themselves that they done more laps than they expected. So like that's incredible from a team that's built their engine ground up for the first time. So I'm surprised by at least the reliability of that engine. I have no idea what the performance is going to be like, but you never really count out Red Bull, at least in the modern era. You know, even though Newey's away, there's a shift. One man doesn't build a team.
There's a shift going on in that team, and it seems like it's going in a more positive direction at the moment. Like, and whether that brings success on the track, we'll just have to find out. But yeah, and then Ferrari, I suppose, we're just hedging our bets that they have a good season this year and finally quash any problems that they've been facing these past 10 years now.
Oh, it's been longer than that.
And then we just knew Mercedes is going to be in the fight. Well, we're 90% sure Mercedes.
They looked
is going
decent.
To be in the
like
fight.
They finished that shakedown early. They got the most laps. I think their engine in total got the most laps. It was well over 1,000 across all the teams. Like that thing looks bomb-proof.
It really does. Now, all three of those teams being that good and better than McLaren next year is a big ask, but it is possible.
I don't know if it is quite such a big ask. I don't think it's a big ask for Mercedes to be ahead of them.
Not Mercedes, but all three teams.
Yeah, I suppose like
especially at one time.
You know, Red Bull and Ferrari to be ahead of them. I mean, the McLaren isn't going to fall off.
No.
So I just think they're going to get pipped.
Well, only time will tell. And here's a little bit of a sad one. You got them going to finish fourth. I've got Alpine will finish last again.
Oh, man. Alpine.
I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to do it, man. Like you were saying, they just say anything at this point. Who knows if they've been focusing on 26? They could be focusing on 2030 at this rate. We really don't know. Like it's so hard to read this team. It seems like something's happening, but nothing's ever really going on with Alpine. Like they're never making big moves. The last time that they were good was when Alonso was driving for them, and they were still a midfield team. They were like getting like 4th or 5th.
Yeah, I think Renault is an interesting case because the sort of mid-2000s was like the peak of Renault. They kind of had that drop-off after Alonso left initially. Well, he didn't leave, but he stayed with them for a while whenever he went to McLaren. They were still okay-ish. I don't know. It's kind of after the 2010s whenever Renault really started to properly fall off. Like they weren't great really in 2009 either, or sort of 2008, but like, I don't know. They're just nothing.
It's like nothing. A car manufacturer representative of their Formula One team. Like, you know what I mean? 'Cause
not necessarily. I mean, whenever I was growing up, like they were the standard. Like they took the fight to Schumacher and Ferrari. Like, you know,
Yeah, but Renault also had good cars back then. That's what I'm saying. You know, they had good cars on the road, and then like you're saying, in the sort of 2010s into that sort of time, sort of slip a wee bit. Like, and their F1 team sort of followed along. I don't know. Maybe I don't think
it's directly related. I don't think it is directly related. To be honest, but it sucks because I do like the Renault team. I've always liked the Renault team. Like growing up watching Alonso, I thought they were brilliant. But I just think the whole shift to Alpine and the whole thing around that, I just think was wrong. I don't think they should have done that because to me, at least, Alpine's like, I know I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but like I think Alpine's a bit of a nothing brand. It doesn't really mean anything to anybody nowadays. No. Yes, I know they're like that classic French manufacturer that built rally cars back in the day and they had great success, but I don't for a modern F1 audience, I don't really think it resonates the same way as it would with maybe somebody who'd been watching motorsports back in like the 80s. You know, I just think it's a strange move to me.
It is like, and yeah, I've got nothing more to say. I think you summed it up perfectly there with Alpine. Like, so what is your fourth prediction? I believe we're on now.
We will have 5 different winners in the first 5 races.
Ooh, back to like 2011 spec. Like,
yeah.
Crazy, man. Honestly, I could see it happening. Like, honestly.
I can see it happening. I think it'd be brilliant if it happened.
Yeah, especially
I
with
want that.
especially with how competitive all those cars are at the moment. Like, I could definitely see that happening. You know what I mean?
I want the drama.
There's
As I say,
nothing
I
I can
want
say about
this
that,
season
yeah.
to be mental. I want it to be mad. I want it to be 2021. I need that
That
engaging
level of drama.
week in, week out kind of thing. Because I do feel like 2023 was a bit of a dull one. 2024, truth be told, I can't even really remember what happened in 2024. 2025, I felt was a little bit of a neutered championship battle. So like going into 2026, all new regulations, I just want to see drama, crazy
Carnage,
racing.
drama.
Really,
I know.
you know?
I'm in the same boat. Yeah. Fingers crossed we can. Fingers crossed. And my final prediction, and possibly my craziest prediction,
I'm interested here. This will be good.
Isaac Hadjar will be replaced mid-season.
Oh, I do disagree.
I know you would.
Fundamentally disagree with that. Sorry.
I know. It's kind of a crazy one. So
I would have believed you maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah, maybe a year ago,
Yeah,
6 months ago at
If
this
Christian
rate,
Horner and Helmut Marko was still working there, 100%, I'd agree with you.
it would have happened. Like,
It's the Mackies effect, I think, will probably save him, to be honest.
but I just had to throw it in there.
Yeah,
It's
get it
something
in,
Red
get it
Bull. It's something Red Bull's known for doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's different management, different people, but we never know. He
Yeah.
could have a stinker of a season.
He could.
He could have no points.
I don't know if he will, though. I think he'd be pretty decent. I think he's going to have a good year.
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty good as well. Like I'm saying, it's a completely new regulation. That team's going in a completely different direction now. I don't think we're going to be seeing the same problems that Red Bull's been experiencing with this second driver curse
Yeah.
going into Red Bull's future. Like, but that being said, I just had to throw a wild one in there. Like I was saying, we've seen Red Bull do it before. Not to say they could do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. There's a bit of philosophy for you there.
Deary me. I got deep very, very
I got
quick.
deep very, very quickly. Like, Isaac Hadjar, please keep your seat.
I think he will. I think he'll be okay.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
So my final prediction is the team leading the Constructors by the mid-season will not be the team to win the Constructors.
Okay, a bit of a mathematical one there.
Yes.
Okay, yes, sir. So the team leading the Constructors
By the mid-season.
is not going to be the winners.
Nope, I think we're going to
gonna
see
switch
an
up.
incredible rate of development in the second half of the season.
Do you think like these teams are just like, oh my god, we can do so much more with these cars, and
yeah.
it's just going to like
I think we're going to see a lot of teams up to that mid-season point. You know, they're going to be talking. You know, there'll be occasional upgrades here and there, but I think it's going to be a case of trying to understand the platform, what works, what doesn't work. I think there'll be a lot of R&D work behind the scenes. Coming into that after that mid-season, I think that's whenever we're going to see a real divergence in performance. Which teams have got their development plans right and which teams have got their development plans wrong, which worries me for Ferrari because I think the mid-season break and what happens after it is going to be the make or break for the championship this year. I don't think anything that happens before the summer break is going to necessarily reflect anything that's going to happen at the end of it. Like what we had last year with Oscar Piastri, it was near a dead cert by the mid-season.
yeah, you could put your house on him winning the
So-
championship before Zandvoort. Like
I think the second half of the season is going to be a bit mad, and I don't think the team leading by the mid-season is going to win that Constructors. It could be McLaren leading by the mid-season, and then Mercedes going to win it. It could be anything. I just don't think whoever's leading is going to win it.
well, fingers crossed. That's what we want, and that's exactly what we need going into these new regulations. Is a bit of carnage, a bit of uncertainty, a bit of guessing. So fingers crossed that happens. And what do you think is going to happen? Do you think McLaren's going to win the championship next year? Do you think Mercedes is going to come out with an absolutely insane car and just dominate everybody like they did in 2024? Let us know down in the comments below. And if you liked our predictions and agree with our predictions, please leave a like. And if you want to see more from me and Aaron on the Push to Pass team and join our pit wall, please hit that subscribe button down below, and we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.
See ya.